sunny and nice. Hello, Chad, welcome. Okay, is the mic working? Can you guys hear me? Beautiful in Michigan? Awesome. Yeah, it's beautiful here too. Nice. Great. Oh, it's really hot? Really, here is actually really nice. So anyways, I think now we got a couple of people over here. I can't start. So today I wanted to talk about a couple of stuff that it's in store for the future of Star Wars. Right? Is the streaming okay? Because now it looks like really bad in here. Is this streaming okay? Hopefully it's okay. Okay, so let me know if the streaming is if you guys cannot hear me or if the streaming is not okay. Just please let me know. All right, cool. So first and foremost, let's talk about what's in store for the future of Star Wars. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is the reported news that Kerri Russell has been cast for episode 9. Now, if you guys don't know who she is, I will show you a picture right now. Um, she's actually a very good actress, you know. So that's her. Oops. Can you guys see? That's Kerri Russell, okay? So she has been cast for the next episode, and I have an article here in front of me that says Star Wars Episode 9 reportedly cast Kerri Russell in action and action-heavy role. So obviously, now that there's a new actress being cast, you know, there's a lot of speculation as well of what role she will be playing. So if you don't know her, she's been in Felicity, she's been in Mission Impossible, I think 3. She's been in a movie Waitress, August Rush, Dawn of the Planets of the Apes. She's been on Extraordinary Measures. That's a movie with Harrison Ford. And I forgot the other guy's name. She's been in a lot of films. So she's a very established actress. I think she's a great actress. Now, obviously, there's the speculation of what role is she's going to be playing. Obviously, every time they bring in a new character, and if she's female, people think, oh, she's Rey's mom. She's gonna be Rey's mother. So one of the speculations is that she is going to be Rey's mom. Now, I've said it before that I actually couldn't care less whoever their Rey's parents are, especially because now, oh, my eye, especially because now it's so hard for us to even care about the next episode. You know, we all know that thanks to Rian Johnson, you know, he created such an amazing film that a lot of people cannot wait to see the next episode, right? It is really not true. However, the only hope that I actually have is the fact that Rian Johnson does not have his fingers on the next episode. This is all on JJ's right now. And we also know that Kathleen Kennedy, we hear the rumors that she is on a very delicate position right now. So I don't know, are they going to be playing safe? I just think that the Disney, Lucasfilm, they're not addressing backlash or anything like that, because if they kind of address it, it's kind of bringing attention to it. However, that does not mean that they're not listening, because, you know, they listen money, and I know that the sales for the DVD are super low. We already know that Solo flopped, right? We know all of this kind of stuff. So they listen to money. They listen to things that are actually, even though they might not, again, bringing attention to it, that does not mean that they're not listening. So, I mean, I like JJ. I never really hated JJ. You know, I've said it many times that I didn't hate The Force Awakens. I actually had a great time watching The Force Awakens. I just felt that The Force Awakens was ruined after The Last Jedi. But I think, you know, and there's a lot of decisions that JJ made that I don't really agree. One of the decisions are killing Han Solo without a proper reunion. I also didn't think that his death had a lot of weight, because I mean, it was not explored in a second movie in the following film. I also didn't really like that. I mean, obviously, again, it's a rehash of the New Hope. And also, the only thing that I didn't really like much is the fact that J.J. Abrams always said that every time they were trying to write Luke Skywalker into the story, he would unshine over Rey, and that's why they kept pushing him. And just he's basically non-existent in that film. Just we only see him in the very end. However, other than that, I still think that he did a good job introducing new characters, but I really think that he will have to create magic in order to have people on board to watch the next episode. And especially now that Kathleen Kennedy is on a very delicate position in Lucasfilm, because this is what the rumor said. Obviously, we don't even have any real reports on that yet. But anyway, so one of the news is that he has cast Kerri Russell, and Kerri Russell is a great actress. I really like her. I've seen a lot of her work. So as far as her acting skills, I'm very glad. Now, the speculation is what role is she going to play. Will she be Rey's mom? Again, I couldn't care less if he will be Rey's mom or not. Hello, everyone that is coming in right now. Welcome. So I really don't care for whatever role she is playing. The only reason why I wanted Rey to be linked to a certain important lineage is only because it's the only way that I can see an explanation for how powerful she is, because again, she's so powerful without any training. So the only way that it could fix the Mary Sue issue would be if she's actually linked to any sort of a lineage. That's the only way that I see it. However, if she's going, and also I don't want to see the Skywalker dying. Hi, Crazy Crab, welcome. Also, I do not want to see the Skywalker dying forever, and it seems like that's how they're leading the new movies right now. And obviously, if she's not a Skywalker, if they kill Kylo Ren, then it's done, right? So for that reason, I really don't mind if she's actually linked to someone that is powerful. But again, it doesn't really matter. As long as it makes sense with the story, I'm okay with it. So one of the speculations is that Kerri Russell will be playing her mom. And the other speculation is that she might be playing Mara Jade. Now, I'm not really familiar with Mara Jade, but what I know is that she was a Sith, right? Very strong in the Force, someone that is very powerful, that was turned to the light by Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker married her and had a son with her, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, we don't really know if this is the storyline, if she's going to be Mara Jade. That's just a speculation, okay? We only know that she's on board, but we don't know what's going to happen. And I think that they still can play the fact that she could be Mara Jade, and she could still have that maybe I don't know if she's gonna come in on a flashback, or if she will be involved in the real current story. That's interesting. We don't really know. We don't really know if she will be indeed Mara Jade, if she will be indeed. Hello, everyone coming in right now. If she will be married to Luke Skywalker, if they had a son or a daughter, if they're gonna play, like maybe Rey is Luke's daughter. Obviously, they can't do that because we know that Luke didn't seem to know Rey prior to their meeting on The Last Jedi. But if he got separated from Mara Jade without knowing that she was pregnant, that's a way that they could play out. Oh, he had a daughter he didn't even know about. But who knows? What are they gonna do? All we know is that they wanted an actress that could be very do a lot of fight scenes. So we know that she's going to be involved in a lot of like heavily fight scenes, right? I will read some of your comments. Do you think Princess Leia should be recast on episode 9? If so, who would you start it to be? Who would you want it to be? Very tricky question, okay? What I want is that Princess Leia has a proper ending, a proper send-off. How are they going to do that? It's very hard. I don't know if people are going to be able to accept another character being Leia, just because it's such a iconic role for Carrie Fisher. However, I don't really know who could play her, to be honest. You know, I would probably be happier with CGI Leia, you know, if they would have an actress and just kind of CGI her face on it, or just have her voice. Maybe she's somewhere in another planet. I'm not sure if I wanted to see her gone, but it's very tricky. Very, very tricky indeed. So obviously now there's another thing that they have to deal with, right? So, but what do you think? What do you think? What role do you think Russell will be playing? You know, we know that this article. There's an article here in front of me that is on The Verge, and it's saying like this: Lucas has kept things pretty quiet when it comes to J.J. Abrams. You know, the new episode 9. But Variety is now reporting that the director has cast Kerri Russell in the upcoming film. The character she'll be playing isn't named, but accordingly to the report, it calls for action-heavy fight scenes. And that's where the speculation that she might be Mara Jade comes from, you know, because we know that Mara Jade, she's from the extended universe, and she's supposed to be a very, very skilled fighter. And this is something that has been lacking as well, but we don't know. Will they play this as a flashback? Will they place this will so there is it's a lot of possibilities that they could indeed think of, right? And then what else they're saying? Russell first came to the National with J.J. Abrams, and then just gonna go skip a little bit and said the Star Wars franchise itself has been dealing with some recent turbulence. The standalone film Solo Star Wars story vastly underperformed for other entries in the series, which reportedly caused Lucasfilm to halt development of the other standalone movies on its slate, which is actually not proven not to be true, right? Because ABC put an article out there saying they're actually not on hold. But you know, I think all of this is just a PR move to do damage control, or just to say to tell people there's no problem going on, but they're actually listening. And obviously, I just think that with these new standalone films, all they're going to be doing is probably just thinking, or at least that's what I would like them to do, is to actually developing interesting films and not just putting whatever out there, right? And then he said, though it has proven to be a lightning rod for a certain subset of the fan base that has such a problem with diversity and representative casting, that it's actually driven cast members off of social media with constantly bullying online and online harassment. Again, the freaking media saying that people that didn't like these films, that's because they had a problem with diversity, which is, it's a lie, okay? This is a lie, and I'm sick of seeing this narrative out there. We know that people are not, it's nothing to do with the diversity, and they're just pretty much not listening to people's criticism. That's what they're doing. They're pretending to create a stupid narrative as if people have a problem with diversity over representation. I have a problem with bad representation, not with representation, okay? Just write a character well. And then the articles end by saying episode 9, however, isn't scheduled for release until December 20th, 2019. That gives the fan base that may have started to fatigue of the film's time to breathe, and also offers an opportunity for the ugliness of the past few months to fade from memory. Those are fans of screenwriter Lawrence Kasdan's contributions to the series. He co-wrote The Empire Strikes Back, The Force Awakens, amongst other. Also has reason to celebrate. According to Variety, while Abrams is officially writing episode 9 Solo, he has spent much of his time since accepting the gig working on the new script with Kasdan. Now again, what do you guys think about Kerri Russell coming into play right now? Do you think that J.J. Abrams actually have a way to you know, I think they're gonna try damage control right now. You know, they're going to try. I'm hoping that he addresses some of the things that was opened on the First Awakens. Like, for instance, we know Rey had a vision there. A lot of stuff were not there, such as the Knights of Ren. You know, a lot of other stuff. You know, and pretty much the most important question is what are they going to do with Luke Skywalker? You know, and is Kerri Russell actually going to be linked to Luke Skywalker? Is she going to be Mara Jade, or is she going to be just some random person? If they're asking for someone with fight skills, it's going to be hard for me to really believe that, you know, Rey's parents were a nobody. You know, again, I said this a couple of times as well. I do think that J.J. Abrams can indeed change that story, right? She doesn't have to be a nobody, you know. That could be something that Kylo Ren implanted on her head. But, you know, it's even hard for us as a fan to be excited for the next episode. I have to admit that. Although I'm intriguing to see how are they going to finish the episode. At the same time, I mean, is there even a way that... The only way that I will forgive this is if they actually redeem Luke Skywalker, because that's what the biggest joke, in my opinion. What do you think about this Kerri Russell coming into play? I will go back and read your comments right now. T.M. Blakemore said, I suggested to Odin's movie blog we fix the sequel trilogy by replacing the original trilogy characters with Muppets. Hermit as Han, Piggy as Leia, and Gonzon as Luke. So that's like a parody, right? And Frank Flores said, I have no problem with Kerri Russell at this moment. I don't really care about the franchise. I don't see how JJ can fix the mess that The Last Jedi left. And that's exactly, I would say I feel a little bit like that as well, you know, because even though I like to always be positive, especially when it comes to stuff that I really enjoy, you know, I love watching films, I love Star Wars, and I like to think positive. But it's very hard indeed for us to see how can they even salvage what was done, you know. A lot of people are saying only if it's like a bad dream, and we know they're probably not going to do that. But I mean, we don't know if Kerri Russell is going to be Mara Jade, if she was married to Luke, and I don't know, it could be interesting. But yeah, I totally understand. It's very hard to be excited for the next episode indeed, because you know, and we have Rian Johnson to thank for that, right? Mike Reeves said, pigs in space. T.M. Blakemore said they thought Laura Dern was Mara Jade or Rey's mom, and it was all a lie. I mean, again, every single new character, there's all their speculations. This person, Rey's mom, because we don't know. Again, it's still weird. I think maybe in the next episode we might have a bigger confirmation if her parents are really nobody. You know, I don't really care whoever she's from. It doesn't matter as long as it makes sense. Mike Reeves said, you're probably too young to remember that. To remember what? Pigs in space? I don't know. I probably am. Don't know what are you saying? Jarvis said, LOL, sorry we broke Star Wars, guys. Here's Kerri Russell. I know. I mean, I still think that they're going to try to fix it a little bit. I think that they might kind of play a little bit safe, even though they're just saying there's no problem. But you know, they're definitely listening. They know that there is a problem. They know. Gabriella said, I didn't like that he brought back Anakin's lightsaber. It adds nothing to the film, and I agree. It didn't make any sense. First of all, if he was supposed to like throw, I thought it was intriguing. Okay. I thought it was intriguing at first. However, again, my problem is that the following film kind of destroyed everything. Like, we have Luke Skywalker just throwing the lightsaber as if actually nothing that we see in The Force Awakens matters. So at first, when I saw the lightsaber, I was intrigued as well. Hello for everyone that is coming in right now. Hi. But yes, I do agree with you that I mean, you actually, your comment means it seems like you didn't like it for when JJ brought the lightsaber on the first film, right? The Force Awakens. I didn't mind personally. I only had a problem with the following film because again, that story went nowhere. Um, what else people are saying here? Mike Reeves, Croatia 2, Russia 1. Is that the World Cup? Please, let's not talk about the World Cup because, you know, Brazilians are very passionate about soccer, and I had a very sad day yesterday. Brazil is out of the World Cup, and unfortunately, that's the ugly side of me. I'm a very passionate fan. I screamed a lot yesterday. I cried a lot. Brazil is out of the World Cup, so too sad. But anyways, let's see what else you guys saying here. Already read that one. Yes, Ben Skywalker. Chad, if Ray dies, I will pay to watch it 3 times. LOL. Now that's the problem, right? Another thing, I think right now they also destroy the character of Ray, you know, by making her super powerful, Super Ray, right? We have to call her Super Ray now without any explanation, you know. So yeah, I understand why people would have a problem with Ray, you know. What else are people saying? Darth Jarvis said, I never shipped Raylo. Ugh, I feel like it's a plot that only appeals to teenage girls that are into the whole bad boy thing. Actually, I mean, again, I don't really care about. All I want is the story to make sense, you know. And again, first they made it seem like she had a connection to the lightsaber. We also made it. It looks like she. The fact that she had a connection to Luke's lightsaber, it also appeared that she had a connection to Luke, you know. But then it also seemed that she had a connection with Han. So, and then on the next film, Ryan Johnson kind of play as if they were having some romantic tension there. So I believe that this created such a big confusion in people. But again, I don't care if she is going to get with Kylo Ren. I just care for a pleasing story, and all I want right now is them to redeem Luke Skywalker, and I really don't want to see the Skywalkers to die completely. I really don't. But I don't really hate Raylo or whatever, and I don't care about that. I only care that if as long as it makes sense with the story, I'm okay with it. What else people are saying? Ricky said, I'm thinking that episode 9 opens with Leia's funeral. Uh, Again, I said it a couple of times. I really don't want to see Leia die because we've already seen too many beloved characters death. And but yes, that could be a way that to get away with without using CGI and without recasting. So perhaps I understand if they do that. Will that make me happy? Probably not, but it makes sense. I agree with you. Luke Perez said, I feel like they should just start a movie with a funeral for Leia. Yeah, it could be, right? That's gonna be very sad. And then Mike Greavy said, I don't think Russell will be Mara Jade. So who do you think she will be then? Just some random fighter? I mean, it could be as well, right? I mean, she could be. This is all speculations. We know that the extended universe is no longer canon, right? But that does not mean that they can or cannot bring these things into the story. Chad Raisman said, how can anyone fall in love with someone who kills their father? Patricide has been viewed as evil throughout the ages. And that's another plot hole that I absolutely agree with you. And that's where I think the Raylo does not make sense. Because she seemed very forgiving of Kylo Ren once she heard, wow, what a shocking thing that Luke tried to kill him. And now that forgives the fact that he's still a murderer. Absolutely not. So yes, good catch over there. I definitely agree with you on that one. I definitely think that that's one of the things that definitely, it really does not make sense, you know. She saw him murdering Han Solo, and like that shouldn't get a pass. you know. And these new movies, they really, everyone is dying, and there's not really any consequence. Like you see at the beginning there, Paul, a lot of the fleet from Paul died, right? And there's, it doesn't seem to have a lot of consequences, you know. They're just, oh, they just died, but that's about it. Like Han died in the next film, but there's not even people, they don't even care to like mention that such important character is gone. And again, the fact that Rey is sympathetic with I mean, it's okay that she would be sympathetic with Kylo, but it's not okay that she would so easily forgive, especially when she actually witnessed him killing Han Solo so brutally the way, right? I agree with you. Good point there. Erasmo Ramirez said, hopefully they will not turn Mara Jade into a feminazi. There's also that, right? Basically what we're trying to say here is it's give her a nasty, like, give her an attitude or have her being not a likable character. I want to see a character that has balance, okay? I want to see powerful characters, like, you know, if they use the same formula of Leia, for instance. We know Leia was a character that to this day is very beloved by anyone because she didn't took crap from anybody, okay? And she didn't need people to save her, but at the same time, she was, you know, there was balance on those characters, and that's what is lacking nowadays. Then I already read this comment. Thomas is saying, I feel if they are really calling the character Mara behind the scenes, it's a red herring, like calling Return of the Jedi Blue Harvest. I mean, again, we're all speculating here right now, right? We really don't know what is this, what is she will be doing in this film. All I know is that I know that she's a great actress. You know, I've been very happy with her performance in a lot of films. Like it all depends on the writing. It all depends on the story. Hi for everyone that is coming in right now. Okay, what else are you guys saying here? Duncan said, it's a wonderful, Kerri Russell is a wonderful talent, but after The Last Jedi, I'm not that interested what character she plays. Would love to see her play a villain though. Another thing that I also would like, I think if she come in as a, you know, remember Ventress? Have you guys seen the animated series? I think, you know, it would be really, really cool to see if she's playing a villain, that would be fun. I think that I'm up for that for sure. Chad said, not even every Marvel superhero can save episode 9. I know, right? I mean, they can try, and I think they will try very hard. Again, I already said my only hope is because Rian Johnson is not really involved with it, but we know that Kathleen Kennedy is still there. But I think that by now, even though they're not showing that they don't care, but I think that, I mean, if she keeps pushing the same kind of stuff that she done in the last film, I mean, how is this movie is even going to go forward? I'm not sure. I mean, it's too soon for us to know, right? They're still too early in production right now. They're still casting people. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. What else are you guys saying? Agreed. If she's called Mara behind the scenes, it's like calling Return of the Jedi Blue Harvest. Yeah, I already read that. I agree. Thomas said, I agree, it is all a diversion pretending to appease us. It is all about bad characters and story. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely that. Absolutely agree. Aggravator said, I think the codename Mara is to trigger hardcore fans and hide that they are recasting Leia with Russell. So do you think that she would be the new Leia? Not sure, right? Because unless, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how they would do that because, first of all, she's not the same age that Leia is right now, or is she? Maybe I'm wrong, but, or is it going to be some sort of a flashback thing? Could be, right? It would be very interesting to, I mean, it's all speculations right now, but yeah. I think if she's really playing Leia, that would be very, very unexpected, I would say, you know. Jesse Miller saying, whatever they do, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to see it. So you completely gave up on Star. And I understand. I totally understand. You know, after, uh, indeed, The Last Jedi really does not leave anything for us to be, wow, what's going to happen next, right? You know, I feel the same way, you know. I feel the same way, even though I like to be positive, you know. And I like the fact that Rian Johnson isn't, it's not attached to this one. And I'm not, I don't hate J.J. Abrams, you know. I don't think that he, but yeah, it's going to be very hard to fix what's broken, right? Mike Reason says she's young. She's too young for Leia too. Yeah, I thought so too. Unless they're doing some sort of CGI, right? Weird Hero saying the Wookiee hat on the desk behind you is freaking me out. Really? This is my Chewbacca mask. I love it. It's a lot of fun. What else people are saying? A female Sith Lord. Yes! That would be fun to see. Kerri is only 42. Yes, if she's only 42, she is definitely too young to play Leia, unless they are doing some sort of CGI. Sith Lord Luke Skywalker said, I heard after Hux kills Lando, when Kylo Ren sees his godfather gets killed, then he turns good. So obviously there's a lot of speculation right there, you know. If they're bringing Lando to kill him off again, I think all these things are just if this is what's going to happen, it's probably gonna make me really mad. I mean, we already know that Lando by now in the story it's pretty old, you know. But that doesn't mean we have to see these characters getting killed, okay? They could, why can't they just die naturally, or like, do we actually have to see them getting killed? I wish that doesn't happen. Can you show a picture of how she looks like again? Okay, I have a picture right here. Give me 1 second. She looks pretty good for 42. Can you see? That's Kerri Russell, guys. She is quite young. She still looks pretty good, in my opinion, you know. And I'm very, very interested to see what are they going to do. Angry Vader said, I'm watching episode 9, but I'm still boycotting the film, voting with my wallet. I will not pay to see it. Okay, so you're just going to try to see it without... We know that, I've said it, you know, my only hope is that... I mean, I only like the fact that Rian Johnson is not involved, but Kathleen Kennedy is still there, right? I also heard a rumor that Kathleen Kennedy does not approve all of J.J. Abrams' ideas, so if they're clashing that, it could be a problem as well. TM saying, I think we have too many problems with everyone. I think we have too many problems with everyone having different theory. That mystery box of JJ created too many mysteries. We needed more guidance and direction in the storytelling. Yeah, so J.J. Abrams is a director that is very well known for the mystery box. However, kind of unfolding the mystery box and actually kind of making whatever mystery they're pleasing, it's a different story. You know, if you've seen Lost, I was a huge fan of Lost. And I was so into that series, but I was a little bit disappointed toward the end because to this day I cannot really explain the ending of Lost. So he's very good at creating mystery, but he's not very good at solving it, and that's one of the things that worries me because he's in charge of the next episode. But again, hopefully he's having I don't know. Again, I like to be positive, you know. I just wish, guys, that Star Wars is back. You know, I just wish that they stop messing this up. I just hate the stage that this division. You know, I hate all of this. It's really upsetting. You know that they would. I just, yeah. I can't get over how much I despise The Last Jedi. I can't get over it. I know it was, I was on Netflix the other day, and the movie popped in, and I cringe only to like hear about this movie. I was like, ooh, I don't want to see this film ever again. It was just, what a mess that film is, right? That film is terrible. So I will read a couple of more of your guys' comments, and then there's another thing I would like to talk about. Another article I have over here that's also very interesting. Dimensionai, hello, welcome, thanks for stopping by. What else are you guys saying? Joseph, wait for reviews. Yeah, there's that as well. I don't really know about, again, we can't really trust critics review. We have to wait to see what the fans are going to think about it. uh, Kylo Ren said, I only like the ending of The Last Jedi. You liked the ending? What part of the ending did you like? Did you enjoy the fact that, I don't like the ending. I don't like the way that Luke Skywalker went. So I don't think I like anything about that movie. Like, where are the Knights of Ren? I wanted to see that. So annoying. That would have been cool. Like, why do we have to see those horses and that stupid scene of the casino? Whatever. Sith Lord is saying, Kira is going to be Rey's mom. I hope not. And if she is, as long as it's not with Han Solo, I'm okay. Because if he's with Han Solo and they're going to come with an idea that Han Solo cheated on Leia, that is going to make me really mad. I really don't want, only hearing that, it pisses me off. As long as they don't go in that road, I'm okay with Kira being her mom, okay? But if she's even though I don't know if the storyline would be okay, maybe, it might, I know. I'm actually even lost on the storyline. So let's see what else you guys saying. I think we have too many, okay, I already read that. It's so hard to keep up with the comments. With disaster of Disney Star Wars, do you think the prequel haters are starting to appreciate episode 1, 2, 3 more despite their problems? Yes. I think people are definitely now appreciating the films way more than before. I've said it a couple of times. I was not even aware about the amount of the backlash from the prequels, not until I came here, because when I watched those films, I was young and I had a lot of fun with it. Obviously, when I go back and watch them as an adult, it's much easier for me to critique them. And my only problem with those films is mostly the look of the film, the cinematography. The acting was not very solid, and that's pretty much it. But other than that, I enjoy those films a lot. I often watch them. I love the Revenge of the Sith, I love that movie very much. I think that those films really extended the universe, and there's a lot of good things that we learn about the Jedi that I enjoyed. I loved seeing the Jedi Council, Mace Windu. I thought he was really cool, and seeing Yoda being more like at the time of the Jedi, so I like all of that. Okay, it's Kylo Ren say, I hate how Luke went, but I love the Walkers versus Luke. The Walkers versus Luke. What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. The Walkers versus Luke? You mean that scene where he's... I thought the scene itself was nice. I just didn't like the fact that they didn't give him anything to do. He wasn't even there, Yeah. Some other people are saying, okay, so Dumb City Sandman is saying, I loved Revenge of the Sith. It felt like a very dark and adult movie that had a lot of real gravitas. I agree, that scene of the fight between him and Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's absolutely wow. Every time I see it, it gives me goosebumps, and that's the kind of things that is really missing in these new films. Okay, so Thomas said, LOL, I downvoted The Last Jedi on Netflix, but didn't stream a single second of it. I can't even watch it. Okay. I don't think I can watch that either. I'm actually, that movie, seriously, I don't want to see that film ever again. I just want to see Ivan's cut. And there's another person that is also doing a different cut that is in contact with me that I will be watching as well. So now that I caught up with a lot of your guys' comments, I have another thing that I wanted to talk about. There is an article on, have you guys checked my video where I talk about the comic book kind of like fixing some stuff that people are complaining. One of the videos that I posted is where the comic books kind of fill in the reason that Luke Skywalker lost for Rey. You know that fight where she pulls the lightsaber and he falls. So obviously it's another stupid way of saying, no way, he only lost because it was raining and then he slipped, and that is how they explain it in the comics. Whatever, right? Who cares about the damn comics? Okay, the comics are extra material. Okay, material. Sometimes I have a problem with English. Extra material. That means not everyone. It's for fun for people that are not what I'm trying to say, the audience that are into comics is probably not all the same audience that goes and watch the movies, okay? You cannot just put stuff on the comics and to try to fix the film, because that's not going to work. It needs to be in the film, it really needs to be on the film. Multimedia Assassin said, when Disney first bought Lucasfilm back in 2012, wouldn't have been better if they had set the story 100,000 or 1 million years after Return of the Dark? For sure, because then the universe is talking about these legends and all this stuff. But anyways, let me go back to this subject before I lose my train of thought. So I made a video where I was talking about the comic books, trying to fix or fill in some stuff that people are actually complaining. And there's another article over here. This is on Screen Rant and says, comic proves Star Wars trolls are the Kylo Ren of the internet. And this article over here is actually, there's a picture that I will show you right now, and then at the same time I will be reading. Hang on, let me just get the picture. So this is the picture that is on this article over here. Can you guys actually see it? Okay, so I will be holding over there and I will be reading what is in there if you can't really see it. So the first one is saying that this is addressing how the fans, Star Wars fans, are horrible, okay? Because that's how the media likes to. The narrative is that all of the fans suck, that the reason why the movies have so much backlash is that people are not open to change, people don't want to see diversity, but they're not even looking to they're not even listening to people real criticism, but whatever. So look at this picture and I will be reading. So this article is saying over here, so you see Anakin Skywalker right there, quit acting due to bullying for his role as Anakin. Okay, and we all know that indeed, unfortunately, this actor suffered a lot of bullying, which is very sad, and I do not support any of this kind of behavior. However, we also learned that within the time he has some mental illness problems. I think he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, which is very, very sad. But it's very sad that people bullied him. And then the other picture is Jar Jar Binks, Ahmed Bast, the actor. It says, nearly committed suicide over backlash to Jar Jar Binks. Nearly committed suicide over backlash to Jar Jar Binks. Now, I also addressed this subject on my in a video where I'm talking about, it's very sad that he went to this dark place. However, it's very funny to me that the media is saying nearly committed suicide over backlash of Jar Jar Binks, because the media is very much so to blame, okay? If you go back and you search the backlash on Jar Jar Binks, it's not only the fans that were harsh, but it's also the media. The media was very harsh towards him. So why are they detaching themselves from this? Shill, media, right? And then the other one, obviously all of this comic over here is to frame the fans as the problem. the Finn said, endured a boycott of the movies just for being cast. I am not aware of this, okay? If you guys know about any boycott on The Force Awakens because of Finn being cast, I did not hear anything about it, okay? Again, I don't think that this is true because The Force Awakens was successful, and not only successful on money, but if you look at the Rotten Tomato score, people could have downvoted the film and it's still voted as 87%. So I don't understand this, okay? I think that they destroyed the character after the Last Jedi, okay? So this is to do with Rian Johnson's lack of creative writing, okay? That they made the character, like what happened to Finn? Even the moment where he was supposed to be the hero, he took it out, right? He destroyed it. So whatever. The next one, the Kelly Marie Tran situation. Deleted her Instagram account due to harassment. And I also made a video addressing this. Again, this whole bullying of the actors is stupid, okay? People should not waste their time to go say anything about the actors because the actors pretty much don't have any control over. But again, it could have been another PR move because up to this day, we haven't heard anything from Kelly Marie Tran on this whole Instagram situation, okay? But I'm not dismissing the fact that she might have received some backlash because if you're on the internet, everyone receives this backlash, correct? Or am I wrong? You know, if you look at every single person on YouTube, for instance, I get sometimes horrible comments that sometimes, I mean, do I feel like I deserve it? No, because I don't even like, if you watch my videos, I feel like I'm pretty fair when I'm doing this kind of criticism. And yet I have people like calling me names and saying these horrible things. No one is free from this kind of stuff if you're on the internet, okay? But that does not excuse people to go there and do it. I do not support it, and this is not something that I do it either, okay? I couldn't care less about actors' real life, okay? But I will be criticizing their role because I think the fans have the right to criticize. Criticism is not the same thing as going there and bullying the actors, okay? I don't support that. But the criticism is the right of the fans because without criticism, there is no change, okay? So, but obviously everything should have a limit, okay? One thing, criticize the film and the plot, but not forget about the actors, you know, they're not the ones to blame. And then we have Ray, you know, our beloved Daisy Ridley right there. And that says, deleted her Instagram account due to harassment. I wasn't really following the news at that point, so I don't know if that is true. Or I know there was something to do with, she posted something about I think it was gun control and things like that. Again, if you want to be political, you have to be prepared for seeing backlash, because again, if you want to bring politics into films and all of that, man, if there's something that divides people and creates confusion and even like destroy friendships and things like that, is politics. People are never going to agree. Every single person are going to have a different view. Now, if you are going to say something like that, whatever she said, I don't know, you need to be prepared, or at least have a certain level of detachment, okay? Or not taking this too close to your heart. But again, they're saying that she deleted. I mean, it's also okay that she deleted. You have the right to, because sometimes if you think that you can't really handle some sort of comments, it's better off to just take it away of your system, so you don't have, like, if you think this is too negative and it's really affecting you, they have the right to delete their accounts. I mean, what's the problem in there, you know? Every single person deals with situation in different ways. Obviously, I do not support whoever went there and personally attacked her, but that's what they're claiming here, right? That she deleted because of that. Then the next one, it's saying about George Lucas, which is something that makes me really sad. And up to this day, I kind of want to think, is that really the reason why he sold? You know, if that's the reason, it makes me really sad. You see George Lucas right there? So this one says, sold his franchise because making them wasn't fun anymore. And I think I did see an interview where he does say that I mean, he said, you go there and you make movies and then everyone yells at you. And this makes me sad because, again, I don't think the prequels were perfect films by all means, okay? But I have a video where I say 10 good things about the prequels. I do respect George Lucas a lot because I think he's the mind that created it all. I think his creativity is a little too much, you know. Sometimes he needs someone to control. And I think the mistake that happens in the prequels is the fact that he actually had to direct them all, you know. If he acted as the executive producer and got good directors, perhaps those would have been better films. But you know, and again, I've already said that I wasn't even aware of the level of backlash that he received from about the prequels, because I was in Brazil at the time and I never even heard of anything like that. I enjoyed those films, like I still do. Don't think that they were masterpieces. They have a lot of problems indeed. However, I mean, if this is really the reason why he was so kind of over it and he sold, it kind of makes me really sad. But I know that, again, it's not fans kind of like created this backlash on him, um, as well as the media, right? The media was also very harsh on the prequels, right? And I know a lot of people really hated the whole idea of the midi-chlorians. And I don't, you know, I like the prequels a lot. I often go back and I watch them, you know. Um, Mike said, "Who is horrible to you, Viv? That's just ruined my whole day." I'm okay with. No, I'm not that I'm okay. Obviously, it's upsetting to see people being nasty to you, but it's going to happen. You know, it's in the internet. It's fine. It's usually just people that just pass by to just. Don't have anything positive to say, so they have to just say something bad. But yeah, I do get a lot of terrible comments. Someone calling me like bitch, and I was like, bitch, why are people calling me a bitch? Whatever. So the other thing it's saying here, Kylo Ren. So now that's where they're saying here that Kylo Ren is exactly what the fans are, you know, because we know that Kylo Ren, he has a lot of tantrums, you know, in the film. He was played like, so far, the reason why I enjoy Kylo Ren is because I think Adam Driver is a great actor. And I love seeing his performance, even though I don't think that his character has a lot of depth yet, okay? Like, so far, we don't really know. We just know he turned to the dark side, but we still don't know exactly why, okay? Just because Luke Skywalker tried to kill him, there's not a clear explanation yet. Obviously, hopefully, J.J. Abrams will address this on episode 9. But basically, they're saying that the fans are Kylo Ren, because it's saying right there, "I think this is why Kylo Ren is such an interesting villain. He's a whiny, selfish, old school, worshipping, angry cosplayer. And when he throws tantrums, that's Disney saying, 'This is you.'" So this little bit over here is on the Screen Rant. This is a Screen Rant article, and this was posted on Twitter by Andrew Dodson. I actually don't know who this guy is, but it's saying, the Twitter says, "I think this is why a lot of the fans don't like Star Wars The Last Jedi. They don't like being told what they are doing is bad and irremediable. No matter what you think about a piece of media, nothing justifies this sort of harassment. Disney knows this, and they are calling you out for it." Now, is this comic made by Disney? Do you know? Do you guys hear about this? Did you guys hear about this? Who did this comic here? Because first of all, people are comparing the fans to Kylo Ren because he's whiny. Look what they're saying here. "I think this is why Kylo Ren is such an interesting villain. He's a whiny, selfish, old school worship." So this is what they're calling the fans. The fans are whining, they're old school, they're angry cosplay. First of all, they're the ones that brought the original characters back, right? Why would they bring them back if they're not gonna give them a satisfying send-off? So these kind of things make me really mad, because first of all, okay, people are not being whiny. This is what is so irritating, because they're preaching like these people, they think that they're so right about everything. Wow, we're trying to bring diversity, we're trying to bring all these good things to the movies, and you guys are denying it. Like, how racist are you? It's not about that. This is called intolerance, okay? Because First of all, what they're doing is every single person, every single criticism on the film, it's because people cannot see diversity. Seriously. I mean, is that exactly what they're playing right now? That are they even listening to why people are complaining? No, they're not. Okay? They keep saying that people uh, man, this kind of stuff makes me really mad. I mean, first of all, if you're going to use the old characters and bring them back, you might as well at least treat them with care. You know, why do you even have to touch on the characters to begin with? Again, like someone comment over here, why couldn't the story be portrayed 20,000 years in the future, you know? And then none of this would have happened. People are calling people selfish and we worship the old characters. It's not about that, okay? It's about that. Obviously, you know that Star Wars, these characters are beloved characters, okay? You are using them to so people can, so you can sell tickets, and then you go there, and instead of just having a characters passing the torch so we can move on with new characters, no, you have to make fun of the old characters. You have to have Luke Skywalker like squeezing, milking and drinking like the nasty scene, okay? You have to have him throwing the lightsaber. You have to destroy everything that Star Wars ever was, and then people are actually whining. This is called intolerance, okay? They're intolerant because, first of all, they're generalizing they're not even addressing the criticism, okay? There are some people, I'm pretty sure that there are some people that hated the film because there's too many women. I'm sure that there's some people there that they have a problem with women, they don't want that. But to be honest with you, of all the videos that I have been seeing ever since this movie came out, I haven't seen one that people are actually saying it's because there's too many women or it's because there's too many diverse. That's not what people are saying. It's the execution of the stuff. I even have a video where I talk about the idea of Luke Skywalker being a broken character. I don't even have a problem with that, and I could totally buy the idea of him being a broken character. You know why? Because Luke Skywalker is not he was not traditionally trained. He was already he was old already when he was starting his training. He had a one-on-one training with Luke Skywalker. First, and other than that, by the time he was being trained, the Jedi were all destroyed, you know? So he could have learned from he should have had a great idea of the failure of the Jedi, and it's a motivation for you to kind of, okay, the Jedi is really a big failure. Why am I going to go there and do the very same things? And not to mention the fact that 30 years has been passed, and I'm pretty sure he had conversations with his father, Anakin, as a ghost conversation, and he learned about the failures, right? So why couldn't they have at least use that as an explanation? But no, they just bring a character, make him nasty, like milking a sea cow, like doing that shot where you can actually see boobs. Like, what the hell was that? And then obviously people that are complaining about that are whining. Seriously? I don't understand this stuff. Okay, and then what else are they saying here? I have to laugh. This is how I deal with these things, because I hate, I don't want this to bring me down, because talking about this film sometimes is such a downer, you know? It's such a downer. I'd rather laugh at it. There's also the fact that, did you see Mark Hamill posted a post out there that counting, right? The countdown and saying it's going to be okay. So I mean, hopefully they'll bring him back, and hopefully they'll do a pleasing redemption to Luke Skywalker. And then after they say, then the very last, the comic is saying, and when he throws tantrums, that's Disney saying, this is you. So they're talking about fans giving tantrums. Now, there are some videos out there that people are actually giving tantrums. I have to admit, there's one that is actually really funny, that there is a guy breaking Rey's action figure. Did you guys see that video? And then he's saying, I hate to the Daisy Ridley. And if you watch that, it's kind of funny. And obviously, if you see that, it does sound like that's a clear tantrum. However, this is what it annoys me, okay? Why I think that the media, you know, it's very intolerant, and it's because they use these people that are doing this kind of tantrums, for instance, to portray that people, the entire fandom, it's so racist, and the entire fandom have a problem with diversity. Why aren't they actually looking for people that are actually doing some other sort of criticism? Like, seriously, now you cannot criticize your film anymore, because if you criticize your film, you're a racist? Since when this, like, how does that make any freaking sense? I will be putting these 2 articles on the description below once I'm done on the live stream. Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you guys are watching there, so more people can get in here. And it's the media, it's really infuriating, you know, because the media is the one to blame. For instance, they're talking about, how dare they talk about the Jar Jar being stink, but they are not even addressing the fact that they were the ones to blame as well. They were harsh on the character too, not only the fans, okay? How annoying. And then they're talking about George Lucas, right? But they were harsh on George Lucas too, but now the fans are the one to blame. And now they're saying that people are just people that are criticizing because they can't take diversity. This is a bunch of crap, you know. A bunch of crap. Why can they even, like, whatever. Let's see, what are you guys saying here? Let's go back a little. Okay, so TM Blakemore said, hey, now Shill Media, I love Shill Media, I love Adam Driver, and I would watch him play an EU character any day, and it's unfortunate that they made the series about Rey instead of Ben. I mean, I think the interest of Kylo Ren is also the fact that he has the Skywalker blood, right? They are making this about Rey, but again, at the same time, I see those movies as both of them are supposed to be the main characters, but they're still not giving a clear backstory about Kylo Ren. Like, we still don't know why the hell does he hate Han Solo so much, or his mom. What's the reason of his turning? You know, we don't know any of that. It's kind of that thing. They're just skipping ahead and just said, it's so easy for you to just say, Snoke changed his mind and now he's bad, and now Luke Skywalker tried to kill him and now he's a big bad wolf, you know, but there's still no explanation, right? But I really enjoy his acting. I think he's I've always watched his work, you know, not only in Star Wars, but it's, yeah, in fact, it is annoying that they make him doing these tantrums and things like that, and now they're comparing the fans to them, right? Because we are worshipping the old characters, just like he did with Darth Vader. But the truth, that is not even the truth, okay? They are the ones that are using the old characters, but just because people are criticizing now, the criticism it's not valid because, oh my God, they're so racist. Oh my God, they're so this and that. It's just, and that's why it's even hard for people to even be excited for the next episode, okay? What else are you guys saying here? The franchise, the steward, and the media are in denial. The real fans who understand the universe and have a legitimate gripe against shouldn't be derived from their honesty. And I absolutely agree. The fans have all the right to criticize, okay? Obviously with a level, and that's why I like, because again, if you're out on the internet doing tantrums, like breaking Ray's toy and say, I hate you, Daisy Ridley, and things like that. If you're doing that, obviously you're not people are not going to be taking your criticism serious, because it does sound that you're just like a child doing tantrum. But even the ones that are actually doing real criticism, and they're really talking about plot, development, execution of things, I mean, show me one article where people are actually, the media is actually addressing that. None. Every single article out there, I think I saw one, there was one guy that was actually addressing the real fan criticism. It was a long time ago. But other than that, every single article out there saying that people had a problem with the diversity. Who is even talking about the diversity? If people have a problem with women, who is even talking about women? The people are not talking about that. People are talking about the execution of things, you know? Like Holdo, for instance. Why do they have to make Holdo more important than Akbar? The problem is not Holdo. The problem is that they are not carry on old characters for no. They're destroying old characters for no reason, rather than just say take our new characters and forget about what's old. You know, that doesn't make any sense. This is poor execution. Oy. What else are you guys saying here? Darth J saying, Viv, how do you feel about the Resistance only having a suicide battle plan? Seems like all they do is kill themselves. Rogue One was tasteful, though. Yes. So again, right? The film begins, and a lot. At the beginning of the stream, I did talk a little bit about a lot of death in these films, and the death do not seem to have any consequence. Like it looks like it's a video game, okay? Because Paul, you know, he went out there, and a lot of his fleet got died, right? Because he disobeyed and things like that, and then. What do we get at the very end of all of that? You know, he gets demoted, but then, oh, I like him too. And all these people are just doing this suicide mission. And it's just, I don't even know what to say about this. This movie is such a mess from begin to end. You know, the stupid jokes that are completely not on tone with the movie. The people just getting killed for nothing, because nothing get accomplished apart from they destroyed one dreadnought. What's dreadnought? Am I saying that right? But other than that, it still goes nowhere. You know, it's just. I'm gonna say, I love your live vids. You stick to the subject and on track. Thank you. Others on this subject are as focused as you. Just saying, thanks so much. Pico Nate is saying there was no Finn boycott. There are 2 billions that says otherwise. Yes, I agree with you. I didn't even hear about any of that. So this thing is it's crap. You know, no one was saying that we don't want Finn because Finn is seriously, people. If that was true, people would have downvoted The Force Awakens in the Rotten Tomatoes the same way that The Last Jedi was downvoted, okay? It not only made money, it sold all the DVD. How about the aftermath? Even though people said, I know, I agree, the movie, it's basically the New Hope, but I enjoyed it too, okay? I didn't think it was the worst film. Obviously, I didn't like that they killed Han, but the movie is proven to make money, and even the aftermath of the movie, the DVD sales, the scores out there. However, why they're dismissing all of that? People have a problem with the diversity, but people liked Rogue One, and are you gonna tell me Rogue One doesn't have diversity? I mean, you have Asian characters, we have a Hispanic guy, and we have Jean Erso, which is a woman, right? Why? If you go and have a look at the Rotten Tomato score, it's still high. Why? If people really cannot take that. So it's all crap. It's a PR move, okay? This is a stupid narrative that that they are using in order to paint the fans as the worst people ever, you know? Now, one thing I have to admit, okay? When you are in the creative arts, and I know that by my own experience, it's impossible for you to please every single person, okay? Episode 9, it's not going to please, it doesn't matter, whatever they do, there is always going to be someone that is not going to like it, okay? But that doesn't mean, but that's not exactly the case in the Last Jedi, because that's what they're saying. They're saying that there's no pleasing the Star Wars fandom. But if you look at the Last Jedi, and if you look at The Force Awakens, and you look at Rogue One, the aftermath of Rogue One and the aftermath of the Last Jedi, even though there was some sort of backlash, it's still quite positive. They sold a ton of DVDs, and they had great ratings. The problem was after The Last Jedi, and why they're only focusing on that? Because, oh, The Last Jedi is the one that had the most diverse cast. This is crap, okay? Let's just shut up already. Ay. Okay, now let's stick to reading comments here. Let's see, what are you guys saying? I'm so lost in the comments, guys. Sorry. I wish I could read every single one, but there's a lot in here now. Let's see. Jesse said, personally, I always remember the prequels fondly. I saw each of them in a theater with my brother. He's not with us anymore. At least you don't have to see them F this up that bad. I know, right? What else you guys saying? Weird saying, how could anyone be mean to Viv? Yes, trust me, people are. They're gonna be mean to to anyone that is on internet. Van Wielenhoff said, criticism is one thing, harassment is another, and I agree. And I said that in a lot of my videos. Check out my latest video where I'm talking about the backlash on Jar Jar Binks. That's where Ahmed Bass said that he went through a dark time. And I said, listen, you have to remember, these people are still people, okay? And if you have a job on Star Wars, and unfortunately you don't have control over, and it's really not, these people are not the ones to blame. And again, that does not mean because you don't like the character and you're criticizing the character, that does not mean backlash, or that does not mean personal attack. Obviously I'm sure some people went there and were terrible to him, but criticism is one thing, okay? Another thing is taking this to a personal level and actually saying horrible things to these actors. And it's very unfortunate that sometimes people forget about that, and they're very easy. Another thing I said, it's easy for people on the internet to be judgmental, because you look at these celebrities and you think, wow, they have such perfect lives, they have so much money, they could take this, but the truth is, you never know what's going on with people. You never know, okay? And I don't think it's fair that people just say, oh, just because they have money and things like that. I mean, I understand that they should have some level of preparation when you're out in the public, but at the same time, it doesn't make it any less harder to deal with the situation, And also, it does not excuse people going there and saying horrible things such as death threats. Like, I mean, that's going a little bit beyond, don't you think? Like, how can that be? I mean, seriously, come on. You have to criticize the character, but that's about it. What else are you guys saying here? Thomas saying, the political situation in the US made me distance myself from the news. Now I have to distance myself from Star Wars news because of infuriating articles like that. And I know, I agree with you. The politics is something that is always, people are always going to disagree. There are always going to be people, it's something that creates so much division and so much fight, and it becomes ugly, and obviously they bring into Star Wars, and it's not even, it's not even belonging to the story. It's actually, let's use agenda, instead of even caring about characters and story, because we know the original trilogy are heavily political, but they belong in the story, okay? They don't even know how to do that right. It's so freaking annoying. Sacre Blue saying, if Disney thought that being an old school worship was wrong, Disney wouldn't have brought back the old characters to sell the sequel. Exactly. My point exactly. I agree with you completely. Verloff is saying, the women didn't bother me, the writing did. Correct, I agree too. Laurent Belts said, yep, diversity must excuse stupid plot holes, I guess. If you don't like that, you're an overweighted, white, middle-aged man who's afraid of women. Yes, this is the narrative that they are going about it, and I feel like there's no escape. Kylo Ren say, I also hate how they treated Finn in The Last Jedi. He was very likable in the Force Awakens. I agree. I think that they destroyed, Finn was pretty much Rose Tico's sidekick, okay? For that stupid horse plot. What a waste of time. Like 30 minutes of that stupid plot for nothing, because accomplished nothing, right? What else are you saying here? Hey Viv, can you ask Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers for a ladies' night with you, Jesse and Anna? Yeah, hopefully I will be in contact with Jeremy. Yes, hopefully that will happen. What else are you guys saying? Ooh, I appreciate Ryan RJ. Okay, I appreciate Ryan Johnson for doing the unexpected, but someone should have been keeping him in line, seeing what he's doing with the franchise. A sole director with complete control isn't caring for these characters, and I agree. Uh, I think that one thing that I learned in film school is that it is a collaborative work. Okay, it is something that you shouldn't have all control over. Okay, he should have had the scripts to be other people should have been on board and giving him advice about this, because you're not movies are not made to please only yourself, and that's their problem. You know, they're making movies to please themselves, but they're not thinking of the fans, and that's the result that they're paying right now, right? Thomas saying, I get so frustrated as well, Viv, so frustrated at this anti-fan media push. Yeah, I agree. Greg Duncan is saying, Disney's got a clean house before I even consider going to 9. Even then, lots of damage done and don't care about the current characters. I mean, it's hard to care about the current characters, right? Really hard. But you know what? I bet that they're going to try to, when the trailer drops, I bet that they're going to try. Did it freeze? I think it froze. Hmm. Can you guys still hear me, even though it's frozen? Hola. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, so if you can still hear me, perhaps I will. I'm doing the stream on my phone, and perhaps that's why it froze. Look at my face. So I will be saying goodbye right now, mainly because it is frozen, and I don't think I can fix it. I don't know what. How do I fix this? It's so annoying. But anyways, guys. Oops, I just dropped my water. But anyways, guys. Oh, it's back. It's back. All right. It is back. What was that? So weird. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay, let me go back reading your comments. That was weird, right? But anyways, I think I can stay here a couple of more minutes, and then this is a pretty long stream, right? How long have I been here? Okay, where was I? Okay, so Darth Jarvis is saying, only thing I don't like about Kylo is his dialogue, specifically Luke. Cause Luke say, "I'm sorry I did that to you," and Kylo say, "I'm sure you are," and that's so true. I mean, look at that, like such a great actor. My God, no, Adam Driver is a very skilled actor, and they have to give him this horrible writing. You know, they don't even explain the reason why he went to the dark side. You know, there's it's just terrible. Yeah, obviously, because they have to do the man look terrible, you know. It's and because all the fans are Kylo Ren, because that's what they're painting on this thing that I discussed earlier. It's terrible. Okay, a lot of comments here. Jesse said the characters from the new stuff aren't bad. It's just the stories they gave to these poor people. Stormtrooper didn't want to kill, calls and joins the rebellion. That's gold, and then destroyed it. Yes, I mean another. That's why I was on board with JJ. You know, I thought it was when it started, and you see the Stormtrooper point of view, kind of like suffering the. I was like, wow, this is a really kind of interesting thing. You know, did I love all the stuff that he made in that film? No, I didn't love it all, you know, but it was very interesting. And then you get to The Last Jedi, poor Finn, it's a gag again, okay? Then his sidekick to Rose Tico, and then he's still running away. Nothing makes sense. And at the very end, when he's actually kind of like, now I'm gonna be a hero. They, not even that they could give to the character, you know. It's terrible. What else people are saying? Finn's character has been butchered in The Last Jedi. I don't get what the diversity message is supposed to be. I know. I mean, that's the other thing they're saying, and that's why I think that the Lucasfilm is very, what's the word I used earlier? Lucasfilm is very, forgot the word that I said, intolerant, because they're intolerant because everyone that disliked the film is this, but they're not even listening to their own problems. You know, they're talking about diversity and equality. What is equal about The Last Jedi? There is no equality there, okay? The women characters are not balanced with the man character. And they want to talk about feminism, but they're actually destroying the message themselves, because it's making people mad towards the characters that were already established. It's really hopeless. I mean, again, I don't know. J.J. Abrams is there now. Now we have Kerri Russell, another great actress. I mean, it all goes with the writing, okay? Hopefully the writing is pleasing. Hopefully the writing is makes sense. That's all I want, okay? And hopefully they do some sort of redemption to Luke Skywalker. Ay, guys, I don't. I want to go back to the time where it was really fun to talk about Star Wars, where we can have to like come up, just like kind of be excited about a film and kind of you know, come up with our own stories. What's gonna happen with this, and what's gonna happen to that? And I really want this. I really want this division to end, you know, and hopefully, I really root for JJ to do some good with the end story. I really do, you know. I really hope that Kathleen Kennedy leaves. You know, I hope that the rumors are true, and I hope that Disney stop. I hope that they do something to try to restore this franchise. You know, I mean, that's how I'm gonna end this video. You know, I just hope for the best. I hope that J.J. Abrams do some justice to Luke Skywalker, even though it's hard to be truly excited. But you know, but that's it. Anyways, guys, I'm getting towards the end of this stream. It's been a very long stream, and it's been very awesome spending time with you guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Thank you for, you know, engaging in the chat, and